It sounds incredibly arrogant to say, I really don't think that the Defence Department knows what they're doing. On one hand, you might say, well, who are you? And frankly, I'm, I'm nobody. I'm not a general, I'm not an admiral, I'm not a Secretary of State for War. I don't have any information which anybody else hasn't got. And all I've really got is the thought that my analytical sort of processes are superior to those of the War Department. Now, why would I want to say that? Well, I've just looked at the amounts of money which has been spent on nuclear weapons by Britain over the next 3 or 4 years, and it's about £28 billion. And you sort of ask yourself, well, who are you going to drop these bombs on? What sort of process is underpinning the desire to spend that amount of money on defence? Because the concept of defence implies a known enemy. And to be absolutely honest, do we have a known enemy? Russia clearly is bellicose, and they keep doing stuff which is really very unpleasant, like ripping up cables. They use their airplanes in a reckless sort of way, but an awful lot of that is just posturing. Their ability to actually do anything has been shown to be quixotic, because in the Ukraine they took on a country which was 1/3 the size of them 5 years ago, and they're still there, and they're fighting a war of attrition. Why then are we spending this amount of money on submarines and this amount of money on nuclear weapons? And I think it's signalling. It's something which people do. Imagine yourself buying a present for your girlfriend, and you tell her that you spent £4.50 at Superdrug on a perfume. Might be a perfectly lovely perfume. But think how much more credit you would get if you spent £50 at John Lewis, or more or less exactly the same thing. Signalling matters a great deal. And what we're talking about when you're signalling is signalling to whom. And on this occasion, you're signalling to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has got a quaint view of value. If it costs a lot of money, it's good.